Okay, and so the drama continues with Amazon. We're going over to Mike Epple with a look at what's next now for this second headquarters, this no-go in New York.
That's right, Melanie. Good morning. The company saying yesterday that it would not be going forward with that plan to put 25,000 new jobs in New York City with the second half of the so-called HQ2 project. Instead, it's just going to expand what it had previously planned in just outside Washington, D.C., and also in Nashville. Amazon ran into all sorts of sort of grassroots resistance from local organizers who protested the company's $3 billion in incentives to build in New York, in Long Island City and Queens, and the fact that it would move housing prices substantially higher, maybe push local residents out. And union officials weren't too happy with Amazon either for blocking unionization plans. At the same time, however, the organizers say, well, the $3 billion can now be used to build subways and such, but unfortunately that's not probably going to happen because Amazon would have actually been the catalyst for many of those construction projects. A lot of the morning newspapers in New York City are lambasting the local government officials actually for messing this whole thing up. And the sidebar to this is, we're hearing as well, that a lot of Amazon executives currently based in Seattle were not all that happy about moving to New York City because of high personal income tax rates. Well, we're looking over earnings this morning from Canada's biggest cannabis producer, Canopy Growth. Big spike in sales, 283% higher in the first legal quarter for legal weed sales for Canopy, which sold over 10,000 kilos of cannabis products in the first latest quarter. Company had an overall loss as it continues to invest money into the business. The stock is up in pre-market trade. Coca-Cola shares seeing the biggest single-day decline in more than a decade, down over 8% on Thursday in Wall Street trade. Coke seeing slumping sales of sugary soft drinks in North American markets, and that led to a sell-off this morning. PepsiCo has just announced that it's actually planning job cuts and plant closures potentially as it adjusts to a new market as well for soft drink sales. Gas prices spiked overnight, 7 cents per liter. Not everywhere, however. Shop around. You can still find it in some places below that dollar threshold, but nevertheless, the overall low prices that we've seen at the gas pumps seemingly coming to an end and expected to go up another 2 cents tonight. And the top performing stock this week on Wall Street, Roger, was a company out of Vancouver called Electramechanica. This is the company that builds the Solo electric car. The talk about them maybe, perhaps, and that's the emphasis on the word there, buying the GM Oshawa plant for future expansion has sent the stock up 283% in U.S. trading activity this week. Not bad. When you think about it, and maybe that's something that can happen to help out the folks in Oshawa and that GM plant closure.
Yeah, that's one of those ones you wish you'd invested in at the start of the week.
Of course. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, right? Every day would be Christmas.
It would be interesting to see if they could move in there. How open
do they
the
need
idea.
that much space is the question, right?
Yeah,
that's a huge footprint, and how much they'd have to pay, and what could possibly happen.
Does GM want to sell to another car maker?
Well, in this case, not. Well, yeah, I guess you make a good point because it's electric cars, and that's something GM says that they're going to get into more so.
So we'll see.
Okay, have a good weekend.
Possibilities. Thank you very much, Mike. Have a great week. Coming up after the break.